Hi everyone, in today's episode we are going to be transforming 2 items that I've thrifted, including something a bit Christmassy and something a bit occulty. But either way, I'm sure you've never seen these transformations before. I've got a bit of a problem. I've got thrifted finds in every corner of my house that need a makeover. I've got finds hidden in here. I've got finds hidden in here. And in here, here, and here. And today we're going to tackle some of them. Sure. So we're going to start with the smaller space, which is the car, and we're going to have a dig through and see what's in here and what I've forgotten about. Some of this stuff's quite new, so we'll see what we find. So I think first of all we've got to start by acknowledging this horse. So that's definitely one that we want to tackle. Oops. As long as I don't break it. What else is in here? Not this, we're not looking for that. And let's see, what else? Possibly. And let's see what's behind here. So, cycle the soy sauce into some food, I suppose. Got Halloween and Christmas in the car, and hairspray. Oh. Ah. Okay. This could be a winner. Yep. First up, the giant horse. I think he needs a makeover. £5 in the local charity shop. Well worth the price. Last year I saw somebody who had a rocking horse next to their Christmas tree and it looked absolutely fantastic. So it's a little bit early in the season, but I'm going to get this flip done now, otherwise I'll never do it. Generally I quite like the finish on him, but he's got a chip up in his ear, right up here, that's been a bit dodgily repaired. So I'm going to use some Ferny Paint Texture Medium, mix it up, and that will work as a perfect gap filler just to repair over the damage. So I just need literally a blob of antique white, and then the texture medium, and then mix that up. And there we go, that's just repaired that bit and filled it in. Now I'm going to give it a quick wipe with a cloth, just because obviously that area is pure white and I want it to have quite a bit of distress. So I'm actually really loving this vintage looking finish that I'm getting just by putting some of the paint on and then wiping it off with a brush, with a cloth. It's almost like a whitewash, and so I think I quite like how that's looking, so I'm going to do it across the whole thing. Definitely like that more. So Ferny Paint has got extra pigments in the antique white and the white colours, so that you get excellent coverage on your first coat. So it seems like when I wipe the paint away, it can leave streaks behind showing where I've wiped it, so I'm just going to dab over that with the cloth and then that'll help disguise it a bit more. I'm really pleased with how this is starting to look. I think actually what would be fab is to just be sick. Another option would be to paint in all the colours so it was really bright and then distress it back. I think that would look great as well. So this needs coat sealer just to finish it off and seal everything in. Do that shortly because the weather's changed outside. It's currently raining. So while we wait for the weather to change, I'm going to move on. Next up is this mirror. I want to work on this. I've had it in my car. I bought it August last year, so it's been well over 12 months. I'm surprised it's not broken, but it's a really vintage frame and I paid £2 for it. Finding vintage mirror is really difficult, especially with lots of these great flecks in it. I don't know what this painting's all about, so I'm going to scratch that off. That's looking loads better, but we need to whip it out the frame. This mirror is super old and perfect for this project. You're not going to believe what I turned this into. But to give it its transformation, we're going to need a bit of help from the computer. This is my old computer. I edited my first YouTube video on this 7 or 8 years ago and it's still going strong, and it's got paint all over it. Way back when, mirrors used to be quite mystic and magical items, and that's what I want to go for with this. I want to turn this into what I'm calling a witch's window. I'm just designing a graphic for this project and I'll show you what it's looking like. So I've dug out Photoshop and I have designed this graphic, which I think is going to work. Now you might be asking how we're going to get that graphic onto this piece of mirror. Well, we're going to need a hand from a pretty high-tech piece of kit. If you've ever wondered what's in the corner of my crafting room, this is the laser. It's a small household laser that I bought to make stencils with and haven't really used it to make that many stencils. Instead, I use it to cut plastics and things like that and to engrave things. So let's engrave on this mirror. I've got one chance to do it. If I mess it up, I've ruined a piece of antique mirror. That's sad. So I've imported the graphic into Inkscape, which is going to create some code that the laser knows how to process. And I'm going to make it the right size for my mirror. Seems to be working. Only take a minute, I'll show you what it looks like. And if you're interested in more laser videos, then let me know in the comments. We're doing that. What's on my lip? Paint. Okay, so it's done it. It's engraved it, but I'm not sure how much it's gone all the way through. It didn't fit in the laser as I wanted it to, so it's a bit lower down than where I wanted it, but I haven't looked at the front face of it yet. I'm just going to clean the back off. That looks amazing. That has come out so well. You can't see it properly. In fact, you might not even be able to see it all, but you can see just there's some etching in the glass. We're going to make that a lot more pronounced in a sec. The lettering's not gone all the way through the glass, but where it has, I want it to sing, and so I'm going to give it a backing of Ferny Paint Black Knight, apply a coat, let it dry. Ferny Paint will stick to glass and unusual surfaces, but it needs a little time to dry. A bit black, and just apply it over. So the back of the mirror's got a really unflattering painted edge on it, so I'm just going to scrape that off with a Stanley blade just to remove it and give it a neater edge. I also think the top of the mirror needs something, and I remembered that I had this little escutcheon cover that has a gargoyle's face on it. So I'm going to cut that out and attach it to the top of the mirror. Okay, so to paint the frame, I want to go for quite an old-fashioned colour. I'm going to go for a dark maroon, and I'm going to use this old enamel paint that I'm trying to clear through. Enamel paint really doesn't wash out, so you want to use a disposable brush. That's just a great brown, maroony type colour. As with most paints, the best thing to do is to slap it on and then smooth it out afterwards. So our frame is fully dried but looks far too new for our antique mirror, so we need to distress it. The face on the top of the mirror, I'm going to add just a little bit of gold to give it some bling, and then it's done. I just did a quick test putting it back together. I don't really like the colour of the red, so I'm going to give it a quick spray paint with some black paint, which I think is going to be a bit more traditional. I don't really know what's happened here. I've spray painted it and some reactions happened because the frame has gone all crackly. Normally I'd be upset, but on this piece I actually think it adds to the aesthetic. As the sun sets low, I pick up my tools, old furniture, discarded jewels, creative ideas flowing through my mind, upcycling treasures one at a time, turning trash into gold, a story untold, upcycling dreams into reality, making money while setting our souls free. Handcrafted art with a purpose and style, creating beauty from what once was vile. Hop back and finish off the rocking horse. Upcycling dreams into reality, making money while setting our souls free. Handcrafted art with a purpose and style, creating beauty from what once was vile. I hope you like how these projects came out. Let me know down in the comments what you think. As always, thanks for watching. Make sure to hit up that subscribe button, and I will leave you with a few other unique projects that you won't have seen anywhere else floating somewhere around here. Man's trash is another man's treasure. It's Kieran's upcycling journey, a show that's meant to